This is roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning, Boone. Welcome back to the Morning App. We've got a brand new cast, sort of. A little bit of a switch up today. Josh is not in the studio, so I'll be taking over the board for him. But welcome back. It's been a little bit of a while since Labor Day weekend. Anybody do anything cool or exciting since we last seen each other?
Well, my roommate and I, we went to Wilmington and went to the beach. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
We went to Wrightsville Beach, and the water was super clear. You could see all the way to your feet, and I was just amazed because I grew up going to Myrtle Beach, and, you can't see your hand, even just, submerged in the water at all. It's so murky.
That's awesome that you could at least still go to the beach because I keep feeling like it's too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was good weather.
Really?
No, it was a good temperature, I think, and the water was cool and refreshing. So you weren't.
Well, it's a good thing you did that before you hurt your knee.
Yeah. True. Yeah, true.
Yeah, Katie's a champ because she. What happened to you? You were at the what's the field called?
Oh, State Farm Fields.
State Farm Fields.
Yeah. And I stepped in a hole, a really big hole, and hyperextended my knee. But it's fine. I'll survive.
Yeah,
what a trooper.
It happens. And then Justin's looking super fly. If
yeah.
you're watching this on App TV, he's wearing this sick. I don't even know what kind of shirt that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has this turquoise jacket with a Hogwarts emblem, something that looks like that.
Nice. Maybe $20 on it.
Something exciting that happened this weekend was the Penn State game, and apparently I wasn't there. I know, obviously we lost, but apparently it was a really good game. I wasn't there to see it, but
I think we did terrific. I mean, we put 38 points on a top 10 team. Other than that, also, I mean, our new quarterback, I think he's a lot better than Taylor Lamb. In all honesty, he dropped 20 points in the fourth quarter. I think App State's football team feature.
Especially given that that was his first game as the first string quarterback.
I know.
And it was a Penn State game, a Big Ten game where we went into overtime. I can't imagine how much pressure he would have felt, especially coming into that being the quarterback. I think he did really well, especially given that.
Yeah. One of our professors was also there, and he was talking about it in class, and he said that after the game, a lot of the people who were repping Penn State, they were all they were just all complaining about Penn State, we could have done better. We should have won by a million points or whatever.
Yeah.
That feels kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. When
We put
people
38 points on the top 10,
when you give them a challenge and then they're kind of they didn't expect it. So that's pretty cool. See,
Yeah.
I kind of wish how far away is that of a drive from Boone?
6-7 hours maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm
No.
too much of a nerd. I never got into. I try my best to go see sports here, but I don't know. I'm just not a sporty person. But it's always cool to hear stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the place that we watched it at, it was in Wilmington. It was Carolina Ale House, I think. But there were Penn State alums sitting behind us because we kept hearing them screaming and stuff. And I was like, I don't think they're cheering for App here. And so we turned around and asked them who they were rooting for. And they said they went to Penn State and that they didn't even know that App State, well, they called it Appalachian State, was a North Carolina team. And that they just, came to watch just a Penn State game. Wasn't really expecting much. And then that happened. And they were they were panicking. They were freaking out.
That feels good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like
They're
that.
losing their minds.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it won't be long. I think we really do have a good football team at the core. Especially the fact that actually it's funny. I had somebody help me move furniture that's a police officer here now, but he actually used to be a football player here at App.
Okay.
I was talking to him about a little bit more about training and all that stuff because I always wonder, being up in the mountains, you have higher elevation, it's colder. I feel like we could have a much more home turf advantage.
Yeah.
So I always wonder about that. if our conditions make us tougher overall, especially when you do those runs up and up the mountain and
Down
stuff
mountains,
like that.
Yeah.
And even just them training in higher elevations can give them an advantage over other teams who wouldn't train, because in higher elevations, it kind of trains your body to be able to, something with oxygen, but like training a lot of bikers, or they'll come up to Beach Mountain, up like right up the mountain to train, because it's training in that high elevation and kind of trains their body to be able to, I guess, handle oxygen better, because
Well,
it's with lower oxygen. It's
It
like something
expands.
with,
I think you get more. I don't know how it
Yeah,
works. Your red blood cells,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
carry
something.
oxygen through your, so you're able to. I think your heart rate just is better overall. All that jazz. It makes it easier to hold your breath too and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the progress over time.
Yeah.
I'm still proud. I wish we did have a Michigan moment, like you said, with our senior year and all. But
yeah.
I think we might go like 15-1 this season, honestly, after that game. So I'm proud.
yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
definitely.
And when we come back after this break, we're going to have a lot more cool stuff to talk about. Some UFO sightings and 2 coworkers who find out a pretty crazy self-discovery about their family. So stick around. We'll be right back.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Aliens. Are they real or not? Apparently there's apparently a new UFO sighting in North Carolina. Actually, this is probably the first one I've ever heard of. I've never heard of a UFO in North Carolina. Usually they're like in Arizona or something like that.
Yeah.
But this dude named Javian Hill, he's from Kings Mountain, and he doesn't even believe in UFOs, but he apparently says that he thinks he saw one. There was like a thunderstorm of some kind, and he saw this square-looking aircraft in the sky. And this dude says that he thought it looked like a UFO. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think anything like that is possible? Because never heard of something like that in North Carolina.
It was a square?
Yeah, it's not like you usually think of UFOs as a little
saucer?
Right,
Yeah.
some kind of like disc. But he says that, he said then he disappeared before he could even really tell what it was. So it kind of sounds like a classic UFO story, right?
Yeah.
No actual proof or footage, but
Do you like report like to the police or anything? Is that how?
yeah. But the thing is, this is the second one. That's the twist. This isn't the first UFO sighting of the same kind of saucer, or like the square saucer. So weird. If maybe keep a lookout on that.
Yeah.
When you're out and about. But what do you think? I mean, what would you do if you saw something like that? Would you try to snap it immediately, or just would you be stuck kind of staring at it, wondering what it was?
I definitely don't think I would even think about trying to get my phone out and take a picture. Plus, especially if it's at night, you're really not going to be able to get it. Like, get a good picture of it unless you had, you'd have to have a nice camera. And, most of us just have our little iPhones with us. Those just wouldn't pick it up. You'd think it was just an airplane or something. That's all it'd look like.
See, I always wonder though, like just stuff like that. Because I mean, if you think about how big the universe is, you kind of start to wonder if we're the only ones that are out there. But also, why would they want to come here?
Yeah. I feel like it'd be really naive of us to just assume that we're the only people or the only like life forms.
Some people have a theory that UFOs are time travelers that are kind of browsing over Earth to like record us or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
People have some weird theories.
Why are they interacting with us?
Right, right. They should be avoiding that.
But that's like the first rule of time traveling. You can't interact with people of the past. It like messes up things or something.
But it's definitely something interesting. I don't think. Have you ever had your own experience where you had thought that there was an alien in the sky or something like that? Because I actually had a friend who low key thought that he was being followed and like chased by aliens.
Oh.
Just he was a very weird guy.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
Understandable.
Fair enough.
But he was like, dude, you don't understand. Like, I was driving out. He lived in a really part of North Raleigh where it was very almost like farmy. Not a lot of streets, not a lot of lights. So no street lights either. So he's kind of like in the dark completely, just by himself. And he swears he's seen some weird stuff in the sky.
I mean, have you guys ever heard of, like the Brown Mountain Lights though?
No.
I mean, those are have you?
Yeah, no, I think I have. If you want to explain it a little bit better, because I might have heard it
Linville
once.
Gorge, like it's like 40 minutes away. I've seen like the lights there, but like there's no like explanation for them. People say like they're either like spirits or maybe aliens. There's just like little lights that just like pop up just like any time of the night. They're either like blue or red. And just, like,
where are they at? Are they anywhere?
Linville Gorge.
Oh, wow.
In Linville?
Yeah.
That's really close.
Yeah, that's a little too close for comfort.
There's always like a bunch of like alien hunters out there, but there's like no explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like chilling.
That needs to be a new app TV show.
Yeah,
honestly.
dude, for real.
Alien hunters.
Yes.
I might have to be a part of that,
Yeah.
I don't even know how you can hunt aliens. Like, what kind of technology would you even use?
I guess they just go out there and sit and wait.
Yeah, with like the best cameras though.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, though. We have people that dedicate their lives to just studying space, and they never see this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's always the people like that guy who didn't believe it all.
Farmers
Yeah.
or, somebody from Kings Mountain. But I don't know. I mean, if this is the second time that this has happened, it'd be kind of interesting to see if the third one pops up. Then I might be a little, I might raise an eyebrow. But
Yeah. It's wild to think about.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we have a lot of more interesting topics to talk about. One I'm really excited to talk about these two coworkers. It's a really crazy story. So stick around, and we will be right back after this break.
90.5 WASU FM Boone. Celebrating 40 years of proudly serving as App State's college radio station. This is The App. WASUradio.com.
An iHeart radio station.
The Morning App on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
So, these two co-workers, they pretty much realize that they're both father and son.
What? How does that?
Yeah. So, check this out. So, Nathan Booz, who was adopted, pretty much found out that he was co-workers with his biological father. I think his adoptive mother, she made she figured it out when she actually went on Facebook and saw that on his Facebook friends list, and then just told him about the news. So,
oh my goodness,
the dude had no idea.
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So they've been working together this whole time. They were both truck drivers in oh gosh, I'm gonna really botch this name. Chippewa Falls. Chippewa Falls in Wisconsin. So he actually thought he never would actually meet his biological parents, but then he realized he's known one of them for 2 years working at this job. Wow. How crazy is that?
It's really cool that he ended up finding that out, because can you imagine if he never knew? Like, if he had to go get a different job or something and just never knew that he literally knew his father.
Yeah.
Facebook, man.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. Like, his mom, he pulled up the picture on Facebook, then she was like, oh my God. Yeah, all right, I have to tell you something.
Oh my gosh.
That's absolutely crazy. It's a small world, man. So they've been working together at the Rock Solid Transport for the past 2 years, and the dad said he was in shock too. So he said it had to happen because I think they just had a rough patch financially, and he actually already had 2 other children with his ex-wife, but they were both really stoked that they found that out.
Yeah.
Have they been like in the same city, or had they just simply crossed paths?
I don't know where they're from originally, but I mean, that's the thing. They've been working together since for like two whole years. Imagine if we figure that out, that one of us is related. I mean, how crazy
it would be. Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, no. It's somewhat. Yeah. That would be even crazier. Yeah, but that's absolutely wild. Or if that was one of your professors, right? You know, but it's the fact that they're coworkers. There's not that dynamic.
Yeah.
Good night.
That I can't even imagine.
All right. I mean, I guess that's kind of what technology's kind of doing now. It's probably making it easier to find your biological parents, just because everything's so connected now. I feel like that could not happen at all.
No.
Years ago. 20 years ago, they probably would have just gone their whole lives never knowing. You could never.
Facebook, maybe just type in your last name and just find somebody. I mean, 20 years ago, maybe look in the phone book and just hope for the best. IDK.
There's actually a story about this girl that was a YouTuber, and she was like a blogger or a vlogger, and she would make YouTube videos pretty regularly. And somebody in the comments, I think somebody messaged her and said, "Hey, my friends told me that we look exactly alike." So I watched one of your videos, and I thought we looked really, really alike. And not only did they look alike, but they also had the same mannerisms, the ways their eyes would twitch and the way they would laugh and talk. Yeah. So they would end up FaceTiming each other. And it was just absolute mirror. It was so funny. And so they did more research. So what's crazy about it is one of them was in America, right?
Yeah.
And the other one was raised, I think, in Hong Kong or somewhere in China.
Yeah.
So that's a huge gap right there in distance. And they dug in, they did the research, and they found out that they both, because they were both also adopted. That's another thing that they matched up on. So they did the research on that, and they found out they came from the same hospital.
Oh my gosh.
And that they were biological twins. And so I'm pretty sure she made a whole documentary about that. But that's absolutely wild. I mean,
I can't imagine.
There's have you ever done the little Facebook thing where you can find your doppelganger or something like that, or maybe it might be a website. There's you take your pictures and then it finds a person that looks very similar to you, you know, or like almost in a doppel mode, like people that also do it.
I've done like the celebrity lookalike once. I didn't see like that one though.
Right.
What did it tell you looked like?
It was like Eddie Murphy or something. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
okay.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks. Okay. I was like, it's whatever. Yeah.
That's funny. Or like the one where it turns you into the female version of yourself, and some people are like, "Dang, I look hot now."
Yeah.
I wish I was born that way. But it's funny. I mean, it just makes me wonder, like the genetic resemblance of people that you actually look similar to you. Because I've never really bumped into anybody that looks like me, just because I think I'm way from Eastern Europe, and you know, my genetic code is on the other side of the world. But I don't know, it's absolutely wild. What would you do in that kind of situation if you found out that your mom was your professor or something like that?
I don't even know. I mean, obviously, like, I wasn't adopted, so I feel like that'd be kind of hard. But if I was in that situation, that would just, I don't even know.
I would just want like an explanation or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
How did we end up at the same job? Why did you end up a truck driver as well? Why did I end up?
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool that they ended up having the same job and everything in the same location.
Yeah, it's a very unique relationship for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of relationships, we are going to be talking about long-distance relationships in the next segment, so stick around and don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back.
Live from the new George G. Beasley Media Complex and the Wayne L. Sumner Studios. This is your college, your station, your music. 90.5 WASU FM Boom, the app.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
All right, you know what time it is. It is that point of the show where we talk about probably the most important aspect of college life, I think. One of the most important, at least in our age, right? Being 18 to 20, 25, whenever you graduate, I don't know. But it's an important thing, relationships. Something that recently I've been having to kind of learn is having to deal with long-distance relationships. That's like a very new thing for me. My girlfriend just flew out to France to study abroad. So I've actually been able to see her almost every day, since I've come to App. Actually, she's one of the first people I met at App. So this semester is, without a doubt, pretty challenging for both of us just because we're so used to that. But it made me wonder, that's got to be a pretty common thing for college students to deal with because, there's a lot of people that study abroad, and there's also the chance of us splitting up after we graduate just because we just need to get a job ASAP,
Yeah.
What do you guys, do you know anyone that is having to deal with the long-term, or long-distance relationship, or are you guys having one for yourselves, or?
I did one freshman year, and that was pretty complicated, so I just went ahead and just backed out of it, in all honesty, because I just needed to focus on schoolwork and just do my own thing.
Yeah, but that's good. See, you recognize that, know. I wonder about all the people that get into long-distance relationships and aren't really ready for it.
Yeah.
Like people that just go with it, but then they're not really happy, and then they come back, and it's just a mess.
Yeah. Are you doing well so far?
Yeah, we're doing well. We're trying to. We've been looking up a lot of things. Looking up different apps that we can use. That's really helpful. Living in this time is the fact that we don't have to write letters. My dearest Morgan.
You should write her a letter.
I should. Yeah, she did a lot of awesome things. She made me. Dude, she's like way better of a human being than I am. She's made like these little note cards of like open if you feel down, open if you need motivation, and she hand wrote all this stuff that I could pull out.
Wipe her up,
It is hardcore. I was like, oh my gosh. But it's going well. There are a lot of apps that you can use. There's one called Rabbit. That's really cool. People use it. Basically what you do is you host a room, like a virtual room, right? And anybody can join it, and you stream a movie for everyone to watch. Let's say you want to host a Lord of the Rings marathon, and you can invite your friends to watch it from their laptop or from your phone, and you can, it's a live FaceTime while you're doing it. So you're not just watching by yourself, you can talk to your friends while you're watching a movie or something like that. So we haven't used that yet, but we want to use that. We've been watching this reality TV show called Skin Wars, which is about body painters on Netflix.
Okay, I was like, what?
It's really funny.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right out of context.
A competitive reality TV show. I don't know. Do you have any advice for people that might be in a long distance relationship? Is there anything that comes to mind? Or
I don't know. I think that long distance relationships, or at least having space with, especially in college, since you see someone every day, and then you just kind of get used to that. And so I think having that separation really is the make or break. Like, you realize pretty quickly, like, when you don't see them all the time, that, like, if it's going to last long term, which is kind of nice, but for a really long, like, a whole semester, that's going to be...
But that's also not that much. It's kind of like a demo run, because some people are married, and they have almost a default long-distance relationship. There's some people that work in different cities, so they might only be able to meet up for, like, the weekend. I've heard a lot of that. And it makes me wonder what our generation is going to have to deal with, because we're so ambitious, and we like to be mobile, Yeah.
Plus now we have technology to be able to do that a lot easier.
Exactly. So it's kind of nice, but it's also... There's a lot of sacrifice to be made, But, you got to have that. I definitely want her to have that experience. So I'm really happy. She's, Snapchat's really fun to be able to send stuff out. So it's really easy to stay in touch. But I actually had a friend that got his job in Brazil, and I think his girlfriend was still studying in college, and they made it work for a whole year.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Okay.
once you get back, like I know that it feels awesome, you know, if you can make it, but you definitely have to be committed to a certain extent. But so, do you have any other examples of people that have ever gone through that or of any kind?
Honestly, just like depends on the person. Like, do you have the motivation and like I don't know, the determination to just like stay with the person while they're gone for like a certain amount of time? I guess. Like,
And
I
even
didn't have that at all.
I think it really helps too that you guys went into it knowing what it was going to be like and did the research into what kind of apps you could use, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know what that means. They're just like, yeah, I'll be fine. Like, we won't see each other. We'll be fine. But they don't really think about what that's going to mean. So,
I was about to say, our generation has it pretty well off with all the technology that we have. It's just so we can like all be connected with each other. So.
It's true. Yeah, that makes it way easier. Actually, aside from even being in long distance relationships with your partner, whoever she is or he is, actually my best friends are all spread out throughout the world. So I have a friend right now who's working in Japan, and then my other friend is right now, he's in Brazil, and I think he might actually end up working in Argentina.
Jeez, your friends are all over the place.
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
oh no, yeah.
But even that, it's tough because you want to make your college relationships last. You don't want them to just die out after you're done, because I feel like that's happened a lot after we've graduated high school.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with anybody. Those are the only couple of people that I keep up with after high school. So I also wonder about that. Do you ever notice how the amount of time you get with people is just kind of shrunk completely, and then you only get to see them every couple months or something like that? Do you have any friends like that?
Yeah, definitely going home. It's kind of weird. People that you could talk really easily with, all of a sudden it's back to small talk, and then you're telling them about things that, that's relevant. It's like news to them, but it happened a while ago for you. You're like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. But
it's a weird transition.
It's really weird. It takes a while to get back into that that relationship where you can just kind of talk about whatever. You're past all the like updates. You can talk about. And there are definitely some people that are easier to get back into it. Some people, it's like you go back home and then talk to them, and it's as if there's no time
that's
had
the
passed.
best. Yeah, if you can just go back and just play quiz up. You don't feel this need to catch up that much. You just kind of, oh yeah, how you been? I've been good.
Yeah.
That's the stuff to really.
Well, and the good thing with social media is a lot of times they know most of the big stuff that happened to you because they'll see it. They'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that on Instagram or something. So you can kind of skip some of the small talk, which is nice.
Well, if you are in a long distance relationship, just remember to never give them up. Never let them down.
Dovy's going strong, man.
Never turn around or desert them. Did I just Rickroll you on the air? Yep, that's right.
Okay.
So, without further ado, he's Rick Astley, and we'll be right back after the break.
Get excited every Tuesday night for Back to the 80s Hour with me, Lexi Hargesheimer. Have the
Live from the Wayne L. Sumner Studios, WASU. Boom.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
So, this is a weird one because it kind of has a little bit of a twist to it. Nicki Minaj apparently sent her kids to school, and that was the title of the article, but she doesn't actually have kids.
I was about to say.
She made a scholarship for college students to go to college, basically. She paid for some of their tuitions.
That was misleading.
I was
I
like...
was about to say, I didn't even know she had kids.
Dude, before the show, we were all freaking out. Like,
I was like,
how did she keep that a secret?
Yeah, how?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's false. It's pretty much scholarship where she picked 37 college students, and they were able to. She just paid for their tuition all the way around. It's called the Student of the Game Scholarship.
Oh.
So that's really cool. That's complete
Yeah.
curveball. We were talking about on the show about all these other musicians that you wouldn't expect to have kids. Like, did you say Drake had a kid?
I was about to say, yeah, the news came out like a month ago that Drake had a kid.
Yeah.
That's
kind of just like subtly put it out there in his I think his God's Plan song. He said, "I only love my bed and my mama." No, my bed and
oh my gosh, yeah,
my bed. That's the name of his kid right there. My bed.
My bed? Are you serious?
Yes, it's very subtle. But
That's so clever.
I know. Yeah, it's probably like the most subtle lyric ever.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, because honestly, like Drake's been doing really well, so it's like I get it now because I've tried to get into Drake, but I was like, I don't know.
Pusha T put this little diss track out there and everything, and then told everybody that he had a kid. But then when the word came out that he did have a kid, everybody found out it was my bed, and they're like, oh crap, maybe that's the little lyric right there.
Yeah, it's his middle name, I think. Or wait, no, never mind. I'm looking. Yeah, it's like Adonis, my bed. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wild.
Because I saw that tweet going around, but it was like a bunch of different versions of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember what it was, but they were taking different parts of that same tweet, and saying oh, that's what the kid's name is. And I was like, oh, so this is fake then? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. Now here's the question: did he have the kid and then go, I got a sick lyric up my sleeve?
I'm gonna whip out this lyric 2 years from now.
I'm gonna name him my bed. I'm gonna and I'm sorry. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Josh Peck was having a kid?
Oh yeah.
What?
He announced. I think he had made a video. Josh Peck from Drake and Josh.
Mm-hmm.
He posted a YouTube video saying that, basically telling his wife that, or his wife told him that she was pregnant or something like that.
His wife right now anyways.
I don't know.
To the internet.
That's what's crazy. Because you grow up with these people and you never expect them to have adult lives. You just expect them to live in that world of TV.
Yeah.
And then he made another video where he told Drake like he surprised him. I haven't seen it, but it's been floating around on Facebook.
I was about to say, didn't they like have beef for like a while or so? Because I know like
Really?
Drake didn't like go to Josh's wedding. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What?
That's like 2 years ago though. But I'm pretty sure they're like fine now because there was like a picture that was floating around of them like hugging each
Yeah,
other.
I can't imagine them being mad at each other.
Yeah.
That's got to be, media outlets trying to start drama and
Oh,
stuff.
probably.
But it's understandable because they're both so busy. They're both doing their own thing. I don't know what. I think Drake Bell is still doing music.
I think he's like touring around like really small venues, but it's not like big stuff though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like recently I saw one of my friends went to a Drake Bell concert, but it's weird like to even think about.
Yeah, I've never like heard his music in all honesty.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen
What, the theme song,
The
the
little intro to him, like
Right.
the show, that was it.
I haven't seen Josh Beck in much else besides Vine.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Oh yeah,
to
he
the
was.
Vine.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's I think that's really cool that they still have that relationship. Speaking of Josh's, next week, Josh will be back on the show to
Yay.
reclaim the board op, and
You've been doing great today, though.
yeah, well, I tried. I mean, I'm just happy I had the chance to play Rick Astley
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
and blast that on. But we also are going to come back to Real or Fake News. We didn't do that this week just because we didn't have Josh here. So we want to make sure we have all the scores, each individual player playing. And so, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope the rest of your day goes dandy and well. You're halfway through, so just stick in there. And we're going to be right back on Friday.